The Architectural Review Board of the Town of Southampton now come to order. I am required to make the following statement. Welcome to the April 20th, 2021 meeting of the Town of Southampton Architectural Review Board. In accordance with the Governor's Executive Order 202.1, we will be proceeding differently from our typical meetings. Until further notice, all of the board's meetings will be held remotely via video conference. So we ask the public to continually check the town's website for updates and new information. The link to participate in this meeting via Zoom can be found on the town's website. The meeting is also being live streamed on the town's website. If you do not wish to speak at the meeting, but you would like to submit comments for the public record, the link to submit comments can also be found on the town's website. This concludes the required comments. Is Mr. Rump present? If not, Mr. Burke, would you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all. Thank you, Mr. Burke.
Thanks.
Mr. Jankowski, the board secretary, would you please perform the role?
Yes, Mr. Charrier.
Here.
Mr. Burke.
Here.
Ms. Keys.
Here.
And myself, Mr. Rump is absent.
Okay, thank you. We do have a quorum.
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Did the board members review the minutes of April 6th, 2021 meeting? And were there any errors or omissions?
No.
If none, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from April 6th.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of April 6th, 2021 as published. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Fine. Any old business to come before the board? If not, then we'll proceed with the published agenda. The first item on the agenda is the site plan review, Golf at the Bridge, maintenance and storage facility, 2 Bridge in Noyak. And I believe that the Assistant Town Planning Director is present to introduce this project to the board. Would you please do so, Ms. Shea?
Sure. Hi, how are you? I'm going to ask Jake Watkins to be let in, Charles, if that's okay.
Got it.
Thank you. Jake Watkins. Yeah, so this is a proposal before the planning board for additional employee housing in separate units on the sites. They are, I'm going to have Jake and show, if Jake, could you share the screen when you're ready?
Sure.
That would be great. And then a maintenance building also on the property in the same area as the existing employee housing. I'm not quite sure if you know, are you familiar with the sites? The board is, but this is land set.
Claire, do you want me to walk through just the project?
Yeah, that would be great. And introduce yourself, Jake, please.
Sure. My name is Jake Watkins, Roger Ferris and Partners Architects in Westport, Connecticut. And I just had my second COVID shot this morning. I'm very happy. Mm-hmm. The project that we're talking about is all located in this area of the Bridge Golf Course. It is sort of the first thing you see as you come in off the entrance to the bridge off of Millstone. It's about 1,000 yards from that main entrance, and it encompasses both a maintenance building, which is primarily just a storage shed. It is a storage shed, and then several housing units, 8 of them, and an outdoor pavilion that will be used for workers' housing. The workers' housing itself is organized in this really simple 4/4 configuration and is adjacent to the existing workers' housing unit that consists of 2 floors. This pavilion mediates between the workers housing individual units and the main workers housing buildings. But the idea of these units is to separate the workers as they come, so that they're not interacting with everybody as much in their separation because of the rampant COVID outbreak that occurred last year. 28 of the 30 individuals living in the units were contracted the disease. These are the plans and the elevations of each individual unit. The idea is to use containers, shipping containers, and they will be set on really simple sonotube foundation, lifted off the ground, and then the exterior will be painted, and we're thinking of a white finish paint. Also the roof of the unit will be raised to allow natural light to come in through the series of clear story skylights above. And then one of the panels in this dual unit will be removed, and a slider will be a glass slider, full height glass slider will be put in place. The pavilion is a counterpoint to that. It's a wood contemporary timber, heavy timber type of construction, standing seam metal roof, and then just a stained finish. The actual elevation of the storage shed itself is just a single story, 16 feet high, single, two doors, one door on the western end, one door on the southern end, and then two pedestrian doors, and will be a galvalume gray metal finish. There are several this is sort of the configuration of the units themselves and the shed, and then some renderings of what the finished product will look like.
Wow.
And that's the project.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jankowski, since Mr. Rump is absent, would you act as the lead for this?
Yeah, sure. I'm familiar with the property and the architecture of what's currently there. So this goes with the fitting of the architecture and stuff that's there. You're only going to see it on the straightaway as you're coming in. I don't even believe you can see it from the main road. So to me,
you won't be able to see it.
Job. And I recommend approval as submitted.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jankowski. Mr. Burke, comments?
Yeah, no comments. I agree.
Okay, Ms. Keys?
I just have, how many units are there?
8 new units. They are actually a substitution. We're taking out the units that are on the lower floor of the existing maintenance building and placing them in each of these, using these storage container units for each living unit that we're taking out of the maintenance building itself.
Were part of these storage containers already there? Because I went to the art show. Is this what the art show was in these?
That's right. Yeah, we're reappropriating the storage containers, re-waterproofing them, insulation, new glazing, and drywall and floor finishes on the inside. And then each one of them will have new lighting and heating and cooling units associated with them.
They're beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, you approve?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
All right. And my only comment is this, that all of the metal surfaces would be non-reflective.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking at a matte paint and finish right now for everything.
Right, fine. Okay, this is a site plan referral, and so there'll be a transmittal letter going forward. Is that correct, Ms. Shea?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So there is a consensus for approval on this as it stands. Is there any comments from the public before we close on this?
I see no hands.
Okay, thank you very much. So there was no public comments. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And we'll go to the next item on the agenda, which
Thank
is
you.
also a site plan review. And this one is Watermill Village Townhouses, 794 Montauk Highway, Watermill. This is also Mr. Rump, and since he's absent, I'm familiar with it. I'll take over the lead for it. Ms. Shea, could you brief us on this project?
Yes, so the planning board and the ARB had seen this project. It's in the heart of Watermill. It's 38 townhouses. It's been approved and they're filing for the building permits, and they would like a coming soon sign for the property, which is a temporary sign permitted under the code, permitted for a period of 1 year. And this is the design. So we wanted the input of the ARB before we bring it back to the board to review. Jeff, would you be able to share your screen?
Yes, actually, Steve Glick from Saunders is on as well, and so he's going to share his screen. He's better at that than I am.
Okay,
Good morning,
great,
guys.
thank
Hold
you.
on. Let me just pull it up.
Mhm. Temporary. And it's located 20 feet from the property line, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. You can see it's kind of blurry. Here's Montauk Highway. Here's the survey here. The sign's gonna go 20 feet in onto the property.
Okay.
And this is the sign, nice two-post white sign. Two-post sign.
And it meets the dimension requirement too, just so the board knows.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you, Ms. Shea.
It meets the dimension requirements. It's supposed to be
Right.
24 square feet or less.
Okay, fine. My only comment is because we limit a lot of logos on signage, I think I'd like to see where it's the Watermill, that logo on the side, removed and just Watermill Crossing centered. That's the only issue I have, because I can see others that have come before this board having some difficulty if we allow this, and which we haven't allowed others.
Okay, so the actual water mill you'd like to see removed?
Yeah, the
Okay.
actual Watermill.
Okay.
And
Steve?
that's mine. I'm going to go through the rest of the board now also.
Okay.
Mr. Jankowski, comments?
I think you're right, Mr. Chairman. Unfortunately, that's what we've done, and especially in that area. I understand they got the picture, and it's only a temporary. So if that's the one thing that they have to give up, then I'll agree with you on that one.
Okay. Mr. Burke?
Yeah, I agree as well.
Okay. Ms. Keys?
I also.
Okay, fine. This is a sign, so this is something we do have to vote on. Is there a motion to approve?
All right, so I'll make the motion that we approve the sign with removing the picture of the actual Watermill, making the Watermill Crossing wording so it fits in that area, and that it's approved for 1 year to be on site.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, and before we go and vote, any comments from the public on this?
No hands.
None at all. Okay, fine. All right, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's passed with that condition.
So we're removing this part right here, right? This thing?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and then you can make your Watermill Crossing, fit in that area.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
And then I don't know if you need the Watermill New York underneath the Watermill Crossing, but I guess we'll leave that up to you. I mean, it seems like we should know where we are, but.
Yeah,
Okay. We'll discuss that internally.
Okay.
You need
Okay.
their names. Jeff Suchman.
Jeff?
Suchman.
okay, Ms. Shea, we're going
Thank you.
Thank
For the-
you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Shea, we're going to need you for the next one too, so.
Yes,
Right.
it's my meeting.
The next item on the agenda is Bridgehampton Commons Master Sign Plan and Individual Sign Reviews. This is 2044 and 2102 Montauk Highway. Ms. Shea, could you please introduce the board to this project?
Mr.
Sure.
Chairman, as I said, I have to recuse myself on this one, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
Yes,
go black. Thanks.
right. Thanks, Mr. Burke.
So just to give background, so everybody's familiar with Bridgehampton Commons right now. Since the approval of the original site plan, the signage was required to be blue, all signs on the property. So, you know, Kmart's, King Cullen, all of them were blue. It's per a master signs plan. So anytime at this point, if an applicant wants to come in for a new sign on the project, on the property, all they had to be is blue with, and they could just go to get a sign permit on the project. So the applicant has presented to the planning board a proposal to modify this master sign plan to allow the colors to change to be more updated and modern. Their proposal is to provide the units that are less than 8,000 square feet to be green and gold. And I'll put pictures up if, Lisa, can you share your screen or do you need me to do that?
I think I can do it here.
Yeah, that'd be great. And Lisa and Tim, just introduce yourselves
Oops.
for the record.
Lisa Poyer with Interscience, here with Tim McCulley from Burke & Sullivan.
So this is the units under 8,000 square feet. The planning board is in general agreement, but would like the ARB to come back with their feedback on this proposal. The second aspect of this is that units 8,000 square feet or larger, which are usually the bigger franchise stores. Originally, the applicant has proposed there to be many options with those units and the signage, but the planning board at this time has indicated that any signage for those larger units, because they won't follow the green and gold, because they could be any type of colors or size or logos, that they have individual reviews at this time. This is a work in progress, so the applicant can propose, come back and propose a master sign plan for those larger units, but at this time they would prefer their prototypical colors, any logo of a certain size. So that's that's the units larger than 8,000 square feet. Walgreens, the same, it's larger. So the ones on the left are the proposed ones. The ones on the right are the existing with existing blue colors. And Marshall's is a new project, and then the sign's not up yet. So the applicants here may take you a while to go through all the signage, of course, for the individual ones, but maybe we should tackle the master sign plan first. See.
The small ones?
Yeah.
All right.
But that's up to the chair, to the ARB,
Okay.
how they want to present it.
This also is in Mr. Rump's area, but I'm very familiar with it. So I'll take the lead on this. I have really no problem with it, except the same problem that we usually have is logos. I would rather not have logos because I see that in your presentation, some of the businesses have logos and some of them do not. I would rather not have logos, just have what it is, and that's it. That's my comments on this. Mr. Jankowski, comments?
Yeah, I'm okay with the color scheme and stuff. And I think you're right. Like you can take the logo off of it and we still know at least the signs that all look the same across the top, then yeah, because they can put the logos in the windows, so it doesn't matter. So I agree with you on this one also.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Burke, oh, he had to recuse himself? Ms. Keys?
I think that, I mean, it's hard to approve 20 signs. I mean, I don't know, I hope that I don't know. I mean, it's.
You're not approving, well, first of all, we're looking at the master sign plan. So we're changing the color. Sorry, they're changing the color from blue, which is the below, and the gold and green, which is above, and allowing a logo up to 25% of the sign area. That is what the applicant is asking for. So that's what you're considering right now. Don't worry about the other individual reviews yet. We'll do those separately. And if you need another meeting to look at them, we know it could be a lot. So, but right now it's the master sign plan changing.
Okay, but within that's saying that they would be blue and green. However, if other companies come in and they want to maintain certain signs, then they're going to change it to other signs, right?
No, units under 8,000 square feet would have to comply with this master sign plan unless they do come back individually. However, that,
okay,
you would say this is your master sign plan for the small units.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. It's
a lot. It's a lot. It's different than you usually do. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. Yeah, that sounds fine. I agree.
How about the logo issue?
Whether it is with the logo or not, see, what I'm just going to mention this. I'm looking at it, and you've got different typefaces for every business. You add a logo, it's going to make it a lot busier. And that's where I'd rather not have logos. And also because we've limited others having logos. Any other comments from the board?
I'm just going to say I agree with you on that one also, Michael, because they're getting their fonts, so it at least has their individualism. But with the logo, they just don't need in that one going across. So I'm.
Yeah, that was my feeling. Ms. Keys, saying, do you?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You feel the same as we do then?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm having communication issues with words today.
Okay. All right. Okay, Ms. Shea, what do we need to do on this? Do we need to vote or?
Well, can we be heard?
Yeah, I was going to ask if you wanted to hear from the applicant on the applicant.
Yeah, we would. And then I want to have Ms. Doyle comments from her also.
Okay, this is Timothy McCulley from Burke and Sullivan. Just to make some clarifications, there may be some confusion about the colors. Right now, they're all blue. And we're asking just to change it to the green and gold that you see. The signs will comply with the size. It will comply with the number of characters and the change in the characters that are allowed under the code. The current master plan that was approved in 1990 as part of the shopping center allows logos. And so does your code.
30 years.
And what we've agreed to with going back and forth with the planning board was that we would limit the size of the logo to 25%. And the logos are there now in the shopping center because they're allowed under the present plan. And that's what we want to happen.
Do you want to show a logo example?
Dunkin' Donuts, for instance.
So the existing sign is down in the bottom in the blue, and then we're proposing the green and gold sign, which is above. So there is a logo that exists there today.
Yeah, correct. And then when they do make a change, then the Architectural Review Board also can have its input and reverse that change.
What change are you thinking about?
Well, removing the logos.
Well, then we don't have a master plan if you do that. That's the whole purpose of the master plan.
Well, you're revising the master plan now.
Yes, but we're not going to lose the certain rights that we have. Why would we do that? Your own code allows the logos on a master plan.
Well, okay, fine. I think we ought to, the board should confer with their legal counsel on this and with Ms. Shea, and, we can address this at the next meeting.
That's up to you. I can't stop you from
Yeah.
doing that.
I know. Ms. Doyle, is there anything you'd like to add at this point?
It sounds like the best thing to do would be to adjourn this to the next meeting, like you said, so we can review the code and just discuss it. And then we can, come back and talk about it at the next meeting.
Yeah, I agree. So then, if there is no objection, I'd like to adjourn this to the next meeting.
No,
Can you get this emailed to us, all these PDFs?
Yes,
Excellent.
absolutely.
Thank
I'll do
you.
it today.
Thank you.
No problem.
Ms. Keys, do you mind adjourning this?
absolutely. I
Okay,
totally.
fine. And I suggested it, so definitely. Okay,
What is the next meeting date?
May, first Tuesday in May. Whatever that is.
Be May 4th.
yeah.
May 4th, yes.
Okay, were there any public comments that came across on this?
No public.
If good. If none, then that concludes the published agenda. Is there any further business to come before the board? If none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded